Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I'm having a pretty good day today. Or at least I was until Google search decided to throw some bangers right at me. Now, I think in the last year or two, I think I can safely say that there's been a noticeable decline in Google search result quality. And I would say that it's not just Google search, it's probably most of the big search engines that are kind of out there. Nowadays, search engines pretty much come in all forms, shapes, and sizes, but Google is without a doubt one of the largest ones out there. In fact, I would say for the last entirety of my YouTube channel's existence, my homepage has always been google.com, okay? It's like the starting point for everyone in the world, and it's a reason why it's one of the largest websites imaginable. Now, Google is a company that's focused on online ads. That's very important for them. They make a lot of money through selling ads, but they're first and foremost like a search engine company. When people think of Google, they think of finding the next big website for them. So literally a few days ago, a week ago, Google started implementing things like Gemini AI into the search results. So somebody typing in anything like, explain how temperatures are breaking, Google will provide an AI overview of topics. And it might seem like Google's doing something cool, like trying to make your life better, but there's been people genuinely wondering if their livelihoods or their website traffic is going to die because Google just exists to yoink information off of websites and just throw them up on their engine. And it wouldn't be so bad if the actual AI was good. So for instance, one of the first few searches was somebody looking for, is Google killing independent websites? And according to the actual AI overview, it read a Reddit post where it said Google may be killing independent sites. So Google is basically looking through actual information found on other platforms simply because the way that Google search works is through spiders and crawlers. And so if your website is linking to other websites, Google is basically sending out spiders to gather information from various websites, amass them together, and allow you, the actual user, to search through all of that data for a relevant website. Okay, that's how search engines in general work. So anyways, the AI started to fail when people started to ask really interesting questions to it. So for instance, somebody was like, yo, how do I pass kidney stones quickly, okay? Now anybody that doesn't know, kidney stones are some real scary things. Basically, if you drink, I guess from what I heard, like dyed sodas, your chances of kidney stones basically, forming in your body become a thing because apparently the calcium or like the dye starts to calcify and like turn hard. You're literally pissing rocks, and it is by far, from what I've heard, one of the most painful experiences imaginable, okay? Now, anybody searching this is already going through that pain. It's already started. So they want to get some good information, okay? You don't want to be pissing in pain, right? Okay? So what does Google's AI answer gives you? Well, let's read it through. Drinking plenty of fluid, such as water, ginger ale, lemon lime soda, or fruit juice can help pass kidney stones more quickly. Oh, really? Well, better start chugging some water. But then again, Google also provides, you should aim to drink at least 2 quarts of urine every 24 and your urine should be light in color. Now, to understand, Google pretty much tells you these AI answers, they're not meant to be perfect, okay? Because obviously new technology, it breaks a lot. But anytime an actual AI tells you to start drinking piss, doing a little golden shower on yourself, probably should be, assessed a little bit carefully. But if you look inside over here, they're actually grabbing this information from like Mount Sinai, Comprehensive Urology, other websites, and thankfully they link that information. But again, for somebody who's like not reading the whole paragraph, they might look at this and eventually get to this point and think, oh shit, maybe I should start pissing in my mouth Joey Salad style. Okay, I wish I could show you that video, but a little too spicy for YouTube. Sometimes the AI doesn't really self-correct itself like you think, where one user actually showed that when they were looking up Mike the Headless Chicken, a male Wyandotte chicken lived for 18 months after losing its head. Hold on, I gotta look at this shit up. Hold on, Mike the Head... I don't believe this. Headless Chicken. Dude, there's no shot! There's actually a chicken that lived with the head cut off, surviving because most of the brainstem remained intact? That's crazy! Anyways, it said lived for 18 months from April 20th, 1945 to March 17th, 1947. So you see where it says 18 months? The AI didn't even self-correct itself and think, damn, that's actually 23 goddamn months. So yeah, it becomes a bit of an issue when you can't really trust the AI for giving you logical answers. And here's the thing, it would be kind of better if it did, because at the end of the day, the cost to all of this is Google's basically shitting out crappy results at the cost of somebody's actual web traffic. Okay, so it's not even giving you the right fucking answer. And then it's trying to like yoink the answer from some Jim Bob website who actually needs the traffic so they can run ads and pay for something down the road. So for people in the field of search engine optimization, after they saw this kind of shit come out, their entire livelihood was basically destroyed right there. At least that's what people think. And Google's been pushing this shit for a while. It's called SGE, which is Searching with Generative AI. And again, Google says that basically AI has been doing a lot of the work for them, a lot of shit under the hood for decades at this point, which is not shocking. Obviously, artificial intelligence or some form of filtering algorithms genuinely try to make the search experience better or more relevant to the actual person. This isn't shocking whatsoever. But again, with how popular artificial intelligence has become, a lot of these search engines, not just Google, Bing as well, a lot of these big popular groups like Microsoft, where their search engines are back-powered by a lot of AI these days, they're basically creating engines where the entire goal is to search for what you want, but never actually leave Google or Microsoft. You know, it's not like the old days of the internet where searching for Einstein and going to like page 4 was going to take you to shit like EinsteinGravity.com, where a website entirely existed to debunk Einstein's E=mc² formula. And of course, if you look at this page of schizophrenia, one that I would love to actually make a video on, because if you look at this bar right here, you know, the scroll wheel, this shit is longer than the Bible, okay? Somebody went full schizo talking about the most extraordinary, undeniable fact that Einstein has now been mathematically proven 100% completely false. Yo, this is insane, dude. They're going crazy. This is like the time cube, man. This is insane. But you see, the problem with search engines is like, even with the internet, it seems like a lot of what these search engines want is not for us to go to the fun side of the internet like these websites, but rather get all of our information from the actual engine itself. Like, for instance, if you look up how to clean blood, which probably might put you on a registry, I don't fucking know, you'll see that from the CNN article, they basically linked out the entirety of what like the meat and potatoes of this was and just gave it to you from Google itself. Now, if you're CNN, probably not the biggest deal in the world for you, but if you're a small mom and pop site, it can absolutely crush your entire business by having Google take away the heart of your content and just plaster it on their search engine. I guess an equivalent comparison could probably be like, imagine if you made like a 50-minute YouTube video, right? And you look for some specific factoid. Google will lift something from the transcript of your 55-minute video, put it on their search engine, maybe transcribe it, maybe send it out in a special manner, and then nobody has any reason to click on your video for that specific point. Now, some could consider this to be, I guess, kind of nice in the sense that, hey, I got access to my information more quicker, but for the YouTuber in question, it can be devastating because that costs them a potential view, somebody coming to their content and then watching the rest of their content down the road. It is genuinely a weird mess to, or something weird to kind of think about, right? And again, the AI sometimes isn't even perfect either. Google's Gemini has been having so many weird issues throughout just this year alone that back when they were doing AI like image generation, when you asked them, yo, can you generate me a 1943 German soldier? Now I don't have to explain to you what a 1940s German soldier was like, okay? All right, they looked like a specific kind of people, all right? Okay? Not Asians, not the black guy here, okay? Let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. Google's AI added, like, from what I understand, a diversity component where they were trying to make sure the AI was diverse enough, which would make sense if you asked it, hey, generate me an image of 2024 New York Times Square. Not 1940s German soldiers, okay? That's a bit of a difference, okay? You can be diverse, you just can't be that insanely diverse to the point of complete fictionality. Now, Google's been telling people in some ways to start piss gangbanging themselves too. But one of the weird things about it as well is Google's advertisement systems also inside these weird AI overviews that they've been shipping out to people, apparently. So when somebody asks how to get wrinkles out of clothing, inside the AI overview, when you scroll down, you can see some of the actual pages, and of course, there's filled with these sponsored links. One thing I will tell you right now, never ever trust Google sponsored links. In fact, I have to block these at the network level because of the weird malware and spam that actually gets through these systems out there. The fact that Google's implementing shoddy AI alongside sponsored links is a recipe, in my opinion, for internet safety disasters. Remember, not a long time ago, and I keep bringing this example up, when it came to OBS, a site that was literally, phishing and actually getting people to download a false version of OBS, most likely to steal YouTube or Discord credentials just so people's accounts can get hijacked, all through the entire Google ad system. And I'm not blaming Google's ad system, I'm just saying, at that time, that system was being abused by bad actors, which is why the actual, I guess you could say the sponsored link that Google has gotten such a bad rap that, in my opinion, it's almost better and safer for me to personally block these from my mind. So the way that Google's kind of doing it is they've got AI overviews, and then they've got the ads, and then obviously whatever you actually want to search for is well below it. So the entire experience of searching for shit on Google is starting to become their AI, ads, and then maybe whatever you actually wanted. When in reality, in my opinion, it should be almost the inverse of that, right? Like, you should probably have what you want to access first, then AI nonsense, and then fucking advertisements right there. But obviously, I think my solution wouldn't make Google a whole lot of money. They absolutely want to be promoting ads before anything relevant, which I think is so weird for an engine, for an entire company that built itself around getting to the actual bottom of what you actually wanted to find on the internet. So look, there's a couple fixes to the situation, okay? You can not use Google. You can switch to other engines out there, and there's plenty of them that exist, okay? You could use Bing if you really wanted another AI to replace your current AI, or you could use things like the Brave search. You could use DuckDuckGo, which in my opinion isn't all that great, but you can use that. You can use Yahoo. If you're going back in time, you want to experience the internet of the olden age, I guess. But that's your first option of switching things up. Because if you really feel that Google is really screwing up the internet search experience, maybe it's time to consider switching. And, one of the things with Google is in a lot of cases, they do basically pay a lot of money to become the actual search engine default, okay? There's this insane deal that they have with Apple where when you buy an iPhone, your first search engine will be Google. And from what we've learned with actual litigation, most people use defaults anyways. But switching does not take too terribly long, and if you do want to get a better experience, it might be time that you switch off from Google searches right there and everywhere. But again, the other thing is, there's actually been a piece of code that was found where you can actually get rid of the shitty AI Google search right now. So this is udm14.com, which basically this little string, when added onto the end of a URL for Google, actually gets rid of the shitty search AI results that they've been providing. So the way that this shit kind of works is this line effectively gets rid of a lot of the experimental shit that Google has been implementing. And Google actually put this in because they realized that their AI stuff wasn't going to work that well. May 14, 2024, they released this little web link where, again, they kind of hid it into this very end. You had to go to this more section, go all the way down to web in order to actually make your results cleaner. And what that does is let's say you type in, I don't know, Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So you go to Google, you type in Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Boom, boom, boom. You have to go to more, and you have to go to this web just to actually clean up the result and give you exactly what you want. It's like using an older, more efficient version of Google versus the whole slew of extra shit they've thrown on right there and now. And look, maybe Google needs the AI and the ads because literally as of a couple days ago, they were writing mystery checks to the United States Department of Justice to sidestep jury trials, which if it ever tells you how corrupt the system is, this is pretty much what we come down to, okay? Literally big tech straight up writes checks to the government so they can avoid any form of accountability for their actions. Wild shit indeed. Thankfully, the Justice Department, which has not said if it will accept the payment, declined to comment on the filing. Google asserted that its check, which it said covered its alleged overcharges for online ads, allows it to sidestep a jury trial whether or not the government takes it. God damn. This basically just amounts to Google not wanting actual human beings in a jury to look at what could amount to a serious antitrust issue, but it's a totally separate point of the video and not worth really going into because, honestly, it is wild. I think it's insane that a search engine now requires you to go through 3 or 4 extra steps to get rid of a whole bunch of extra experimental shit that we never really asked for in the first place, just to make it somewhat usable. Look, I think Google is inadvertently harming its own actual search engine, and there's no doubt about it. I think many people who are laughing at all their AI shit these days are laughing at it with a little bit of pain inside their heart, because at the end of the day, Google started off as a company which really prided itself on doing no evil, all right? Or trying to fight evil in a sense too. And for the longest time, I would say Google has been one of the most like neutral, proper tech companies in regards to giving us a search engine and letting us browse the internet and connecting cool stuff together. But nowadays, whether it be artificial intelligence or the entire state of some of these organizations, it seems like the aspect of using the internet is not as interesting as it once was. Or really, it's just completely shitted up by these AI overviews and these AI systems that are designed to keep us strictly on one site and never let us branch out to the interesting parts of the internet. And whether this actually really harms smaller websites, I think that's some scientific experimentation that's yet to really be like proven. But I don't really see this as good for the average website out there. I don't really see this good for mom and pop sites that rely on actual clicks, but instead now their information is just being yoinked so an AI can butcher it up and send it off to people. And it ruins the experience for not just, I think, Google, but also the website owners and also the people that just want to actually get information on the internet anyways. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what have I learned today? Drinking piss does not help fighting kidney stones, okay? And you don't have to listen to an AI to know that. That should have just been common sense. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.